Welcome to the Transformative Principal podcast, where we learn how to be an amazing educational leader. I am your host, Jethro Jones. Are you ready to be a transformative principal? I'm looking for about 10 people who are ready to do what it takes to lead with integrity, find balance, and take your school to the next level. If you're looking to improve your leadership in a measurable way, go to transformativeprincipal.org/mastermind to see if you qualify to join a group of like-minded people who are ready to be the best principals in the country. With summer coming up, we principals have a unique opportunity to get a lot of work done with no students and few teachers. If you want to learn a goal-setting program that makes your goals come to life, go to transformativeprincipal.org and sign up for the email newsletter and get my goal-setting framework that helps me accomplish a lot in a little bit of time. Welcome to Transformative Principal. Today I am honored to have on the show Terri Walker, who's a principal in Buckland, Alaska, where she's been for 25 years in education, but for her whole entire life. And she is a member of the Mastermind that I have started. If you are interested in joining the Mastermind, go to transformativeprincipal.org/mastermind, and you can learn more about it. Today, Terri is going to talk about why she chose to be in the Mastermind, how it's helped her, and advice she has for you who might be thinking about doing the Mastermind. So, Terri, welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and chat today, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jethro.
So, will you start by talking a little bit about why you chose to be part of the Mastermind? What was your thought process? Why were you interested? And why did you want to do that?
Well, back in October, after 25 years, I began to feel, maybe the word is stagnant, and like I didn't want to come to school anymore, or it was starting to feel like more of the same, and I didn't like that feeling. I thought, well, maybe it's time for me to retire. Thought that, even though I've taken classes most of my life, I'm a continuous learner, but the college courses that I've been taking have helped me along the way, but I just was reaching, I've never met with like other principals. So I joined another course with about 10 principals around the state of Alaska, and of course, Jethro, you are one of them, and just to reach out to other principals and see if I can get a little bit of spark back into loving what I do, and maybe I needed some new ideas about what I could do differently to help my school move forward. And so that class only lasted a couple of months, and then Jethro talked about this transformative principles, and I looked it up, and I really liked what I read about it and thought I would join the course and see what happens.
Well, that's great and very exciting for me that I got to know you and learn from you, because I've learned in that course that we were taking together and the Mastermind a lot about how I can personally be a better principal, and I know that the other members in our group have as well. So can you talk a little bit about how the Mastermind has helped you in your day-to-day work as a principal?
Yeah, each week that we get together, we talk about our weekly goals. If you're a principal, you know how you can get caught up into a lot of detailed things that sidetrack you from maybe what you should be focusing on. And so in this class that we've been creating a weekly goal of what we want to accomplish during that week, and be more intentional about what we're doing, so we can work to move our school forward.
And you've been doing this for a long time. You've been a principal for the last 9 years at your school, so it's not like you needed anybody else to really come in and say, this is what you need to start doing. You've really been the driver of your own goals and the things that you want to focus on. So could you have done that on your own, or did you need the push from some other people to do that?
I'm located in rural Alaska, where I'm the only principal in the town of Buckland. I really don't have, unless I call somebody up, I don't have, principals that live in the same town as I do. So I felt like I was doing the same old thing, and I could have kept doing it, and kept going at the pace that I'm going, but I just felt like there was something missing and wanted to reach out there to figure out what that was, and having other principals to talk with and communicate and get ideas from it's been really good.
Awesome. So what advice would you have for someone who's just thinking about doing the mastermind and haven't decided if this is something that they should do?
Well, there's, besides setting weekly goals, we communicate with each other about what's important to us. So I get to hear what's important to these other principals and what kinds of things that they're focusing on this time of year, and just have the opportunity to discuss issues or problems that we might need help brainstorming some solutions for. Get to listen to podcasts of educational gurus around the country, and there's examples of things. I hate to use the word things, but examples of things that we can use, like the communication cards you introduced to us. I've printed those out and thought that I might use them. Sample scheduling, your letters to the teachers, the data walls that I've been really focused on, and the ideas that I've gotten from the others that's in the group. The new technology I've been introduced to, most recently Curriki, in which I'm taught to all my teachers about, and want to begin a book study with my staff. One of the principals on there is a real reader, and so talking about all the books that they've read and what's helped them, and there's just so much so far already. We've only been at it a month.
Yeah, and that's really cool, because you listed off a ton of things, and there's still so much more that you didn't talk about that are still happening, and it's cool to be part of that. Do you think that this is better for someone who is just starting out, or someone who's been at their school for a long time?
I really think that it can help both. I've been at it 25 years, and so I was looking for the next step to move my school forward. I've said that a couple of other times. And if you are just starting out in your leadership position, it would help you either way.
Yeah, and we both know that the things that we know we need to do to make our schools better, the list is incredibly long. And the mastermind, I found, for me, helps me narrow down the things that I'm needing to work on, so that they are focused, and I get feedback from others about whether or not that's something I should be focusing on. And so I've found that that's really helped me. Do you have any thoughts on how it helps you define what's most important for you to work on?
Absolutely, and the big word that we learned from the other class we were taking together was to be intentional, and that word is continued on, with this course, and with setting our weekly goals to be focused on what is most important, and not get caught up into the day-to-day things that go on.
Yeah, the emergencies that so often take us away from the important work that we need to do. Would you talk about how you feel about the worth of the mastermind? It costs money, it costs time. Is that worth it to you?
Yes, it does, take a little bit out of my income, because I'm paying for it personally, but I'm going to continue on. I feel that it is worth it, mainly for me, this is something I need right now. I need the support. I need the ideas. I need it's kind of like a motivation to get me, like light a fire back under me to make me feel challenged again. I'm not sure what the words are for it, but I just needed something to motivate me again, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were talking before about this, you said that one of the things that you appreciate about it is that you're able to see what other principals are focusing on and learn the challenges that they're facing, and then be able to help give them ideas while they help you get ideas to your challenges, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So any other parting words of advice for someone who's thinking about doing a mastermind, Terri?
Well, I would encourage anyone, whether you've been at it or just starting out or been at it for 25 years like me, that seeking a support group such as this mastermind would be beneficial. It's certainly helping me even after just a month, and I plan on continuing to it, and I'd love to work with anyone.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Terri, and I appreciate your time and sharing what you've learned. And those of you who are listening, if you are interested in doing the mastermind, you can follow the same process that Terri did. Just go to transformativeprincipal.org, sign up for a brief 30-minute phone call so we can talk about everything, that any questions you have, and make sure that it is a good fit for you and will help you be a successful principal. Once again, that's transformativeprincipal.org/mastermind. And thank you so much for listening. Transformative Principal is a proud member of the Education Podcast Network. Podcasts for educators by educators. Visit edupodcastnetwork.com for more great podcasts.